Good evening, happy Saturday, and good afternoon, happy Saturday, and welcome to the Keating Sports Center in Chicago for another presentation of Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. This Saturday afternoon, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, with a record of 1-4, will play host to the visiting North Central Cardinals. Chris Rouse here on the call, and both teams come in following thrilling overtime victories for Illinois Tech. Their first win of the season, occurring right here Wednesday night, a win against the DePaul Tigers. It was a 72-69 win where the Scarlet Hawks were led by DeAndre Vortez. Vortez had 23 points despite playing on what appeared to be a bad groin. He even missed some time in the game due to a bit of an injury. But Illinois Tech was able to win the overtime thriller against DePaul. Garrison Carter added 15 points and a slam that did not count, but it looked good on tape as Illinois Tech walked away with a 3-point win. Today they'll take on the North Central College Cardinals. And North Central, they come in following two overtime results in their last two appearances. A loss against Wisconsin Platteville 2 outings ago, but an 8-point win on Tuesday as they defeated Benedictine 86-78. North Central College with 5 players in double figures as they got that victory. North Central sitting at 4-1 representatives of the CCIW, the college conferences of Illinois and Wisconsin. Not an uncommon opponent for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. They played North Central's conference foe Carthage already earlier this season. That was actually who Illinois Tech played in their home opener, an 82-56 loss earlier in November, back on the 12th to be exact. Well, today it'll be the Scarlet Hawks versus the Cardinals. We got a lot of battle of the birds as of late. We had the Hartford Hawks versus Illinois Tech here on Wednesday in women's basketball. Now we got the Cardinals versus the Scarlet Hawks as we get ready to tip things off on this Saturday inside the Keating Sports Center. Coach TJ Gray and the Scarlet Hawks, they get ready to line up. The introduction of the starting lineups and also the playing of the national anthem getting ready to begin shortly as we get ready for what will be the 60th all-time meeting between both of these two basketball programs. The North Central College Cardinals, they make the trip in from Naperville here to the near south side of Chicago to take on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks, who come in with a record of 1-4 on the season. Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball getting ready to tip off in just a moment right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Introductions, national anthem coming up now. They're the starting lineups for this afternoon's ball game here inside the Keating Center. First for the visiting North Central College Cardinals, led by head coach Vince Kamick. Kamick in his second full season as the North Central College head coach, and he will start with this lineup first. Number 0, Ethan Helwig. Number 10, Terrence Moncrief. Number 20, Tyler Swierczyk. Number 23, Sean Malloy. And number 30, Alejandro Diaz. Terrence T.J. Gray in his 5th season, starting with this 5 for the Scarlet Hawks. Number 3, DeAndre Vortez. Number 10, Dario Biaggi. Number 11, Joshua Iguati with jump. Number 22, Nicholas Ortiz. And number 30, Garrison Carter, as the Scarlet Hawks win the opening tip with Ortiz bringing the ball into the front court here on this Saturday. Glad that you could join us here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Almost a turnover here as Swierczyk gets active with his hands defensively, knocks the ball out of bounds, and will stay with Illinois Tech. Swierczyk is North Central's best three-point shooter this season, percentage-wise and in terms of threes made. He's certainly a threat beyond the arc, and also as a scorer. He can drive the ball to the basket, drive and kick more when he puts it on the floor. He's going to have to guard Carter on the perimeter, and Carter buries his first three, and Garrison Carter opens the scoring here on the opening possession. Illinois Tech actually extending the defense here, and it's going to help as Ortiz gets a steal. He pushes ahead to Biaggi, clear path home, 5-0 Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech extending the defense early in this opening minute of the ball game. They scored within the first 30 seconds. Now here in the second 30 seconds, an opportunity to trap Moncrief along the sideline, but a foul. Terrence Moncrief fouled by Iguati right here in front of the scorer's table. Moncrief is North Central's leading scorer to this point of the season, averaging 13 a game, totaling 65 points on the season. He had 18 points in Tuesday's win against Benedictine, the 86-78 overtime win for North Central College. Should be a fun afternoon between Moncrief and Vortez, but here's another fun player in Swierczyk as he hits his first opportunity of the afternoon, and it gets North Central on the board. Mentioned how Swierczyk earlier mentioned how Swierczyk is North Central's best perimeter three-point shooter. He shoots 42%, 11 of 26 to be exact from beyond the arc. Best percentage, also most threes made on the team. Ortiz to the basket, up and in for 2. Ortiz was Illinois Tech's leading scorer last Saturday in their loss against Rose-Hulman. He had 15 points, did Ortiz, and now he gets blown by here by Helwig on the near sideline. Alejandro Diaz has the ball up top. Diaz is the only starter for North Central this afternoon that does not average double figures. Ball swung around the perimeter, out to Malloy. 3 on the way. Malloy is fouled by Iguati, and that'll be 2 quick ones on the big man for Illinois Tech. Iguati goes 6'10", a sophomore out of nearby St. Ignatius College Prep here in Chicago. But the former member of the Wolfpack looks like he'll go to the sideline as Junior is on the sideline here getting ready to check in. Meanwhile, at the stripe, it'll be Sean Malloy for the first time this afternoon. Malloy, a junior out of Chicago, Illinois, a former member of the Lane Tech champions. Makes the first of 3. Bit of a, I think Coach Terrence Gray was trying to get Junior into the ballgame here for Iguati. The officials saying there are 3 free throws, so they have to wait till after the second free throw here. Where Malloy is a 76% free throw shooter. He enters the game a 76% free throw shooter. He hit the first one, and then he misses that one. 21 of 28, the updated numbers on Malloy following that free throw. Or at least he's looking to go 21 of 28 if he can hit this free throw here. Don't want to put it in the book for him already. A bit of a reverse announcer's jinx there. I tried to give it to him and then he missed it. So now Illinois Tech gets the board make that 20 for 28 on the season for Malloy as Ortiz pushes into the front court. Ebony Jr. hands it off to Vortez. 3 on the way for Vortez. His first look of the afternoon, no good. Rebounded by Carter. Perimeter ball movement from Illinois Tech. Coach T.J. Gray calling Philly in the background. Vortez working on Moncrief. Swings on the pivot foot. 7 on the shot clock. Good hands defensively by Diaz. The ball gets kicked out to Carter, and Moncrief comes up with a defensive board. Strong possession defensively by North Central. Moncrief over to Swierczek. 42% entering the game from beyond the arc this season. There's his first 3 of the ball game. Swierczek with 5. Illinois Tech up 1 in possession. Vortez turns the corner. Diaz able to help. Good help defense without fouling. Diaz went straight up. Really just let Vortez run into him. That's going to negate the foul every time. Diaz kicks it out to Helwig. Ethan Helwig, the grad student out of Aurora, Illinois. Ball goes back up top to Diaz. Diaz out of Bensonville, Illinois, attended Fenton. Former member of the Fenton Bison. Moncrief to the basket, rejected by Ebony Jr., the grad student out of Silver Spring, Maryland. Able to make up about 2 feet of space, and it appeared Moncrief had him beat by maybe 2 feet. Jr. able to close that ground, use those long arms to block the shot. Bit of a issue on the floor. They're going to put 4 on the shot clock. So the shot clock was going to be reset at 20. Only 4 on the shot clock. Ball did not hit the rim. It comes into Diaz. He'll let it fly in a hurry, but he misses off the mark. Rebounded by Jr. Illinois Tech fell asleep defensively on the inbound there. Unfortunately for North Central College, Diaz unable to make the Scarlet Hawks pay. Carter on the drive. Down to the right block. Ortiz, a few hesitation dribbles. Goes at Helwig. Finally fall-away jumper off the rim. Swierczek mistimed his jump. Junior mistimed his loose ball hand. And now the shot clock is still at 3. They got to reset the shot clock here. The ball hit the rim. So the shot clock is right now it's at 3. Illinois Tech has possession. They will reset it to 18. 7-6 score, 16:07 to go here in the first half. Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks men's basketball. The 1-4 Scarlet Hawks playing hosts to the 4-1 North Central Cardinals. Illinois Tech in the white uniforms, North Central in the maroon. This is Biaggi for 3. Unable to convert is Dario Biaggi. Here's North Central with Moncrief, guarded by Vortez. That should be a fun matchup anytime we get Vortez versus Moncrief head-to-head. Swierczek swings it around to Malloy. He got fouled earlier than Malloy. He misses that 3. Vortez ahead of the pack to the rim. Reverse off the glass. Good for DeAndre Vortez. Vortez with his first 2 of the afternoon. Certainly a pretty kiss off the glass for 2. Illinois Tech by 3. Scarlet Hawks extend the defense. Moncrief guarded by Vortez. Again, they meet each other. Moncrief inside to Helwig. Swierczek, he's looking to shoot every time he touches it. He left that one long. Rebounded by Junior. A few good jumpers from Swierczek earlier. Unable to convert his last few times. Ortiz. High screen and roll with Junior. Set to go out to Carter. Carter maybe got away with the extended arm, but he scores over Malloy. As the result stands, 11-6 Scarlet Hawks. Carter up to 5. Helwig. Back up top to Moncrief. High screen set by Swierczek. But North Central goes to the corner. Malloy's been the corner stay for North Central offensively early on. And there's the sweet jumper from Swierczek again. Tyler Swierczek has 7. He has 7 of the 8 for North Central. The only point he did not score was Malloy's free throw when he made 1 of 3. Carter over to Vortez. Back up top to Ortiz. Coach Gray calling out the play from the opposite side of the floor. Shot clock at 10. Illinois Tech has yet to get the ball inside the perimeter until Ortiz just took that step inside. Nice feed to Junior. Great help defense and a steal by Malloy, all in one play. Helwig, pull up 3. In and out. Biaggi had it taken away by Diaz. Moncrief loose ball and a foul as Moncrief hits the floor. Foul will be on Vortez. That will be his first. Moncrief, the 6-foot senior out of Joliet, Illinois. The Joliet West alum will go to the stripe. Moncrief already with 2 in the ball game. Moncrief will go to the line looking for his first 2 of the ball game. And there's for North Central, there's no one other than Swierczyk. No one has more than 1 point. That's Malloy. Moncrief gets on the board. Third Cardinal to score this afternoon. He is the team's leading scorer, averaging 13 a game. That last free throw was his 66th and now 67th point of the season for Moncrief. DeAndre Vortez is all alone in the front court. The Scarlet Hawks missed him. But Illinois Tech in possession anyway with a 1-point advantage. Vortez with that reverse layup put him over 100 points on the season. There's Carter to the basket. Nice drive inside as he just beat Helwig. He had the step, took it to the basket, left-hand layup for 2. Carter has 7. Moncrief, guarded by Vortez. Moncrief out on the elbow. Nice take as he got Walsh with the hesitation dribble. He sort of lulled him to sleep. When he sort of just stopped his dribble, he let the ball bounce, but he stopped all of his body motion. Walsh got caught ball watching there. Moncrief took him off the dribble. Ortiz over to Walsh, open 3. Walsh misses the rim. He hits the glass, rebounded by Moncrief. Drew Gaston into the ball game for the first time this afternoon. Entry pass to DeSilvio, and he's fouled. Foul will go against Owen Walsh. I mentioned Drew Gaston in the ball game. He is the 5th North Central Cardinal player that averages at least 10 points per game this season. He's actually good for 2nd on the team, averaging 11. Illinois Tech will take a 30-second timeout. 13-12 Scarlet Hawks. Coach TJ Gray has not been pleased with what he's seen offensively out of his team. He's actually been standing next to me throughout the duration of the ball game. I think it was about 2 possessions ago where we had Ortiz feed Jr. on the low block. He was not pleased with the motion of the offense. The ball sort of just became stagnant at the top of the key. And by the time they hit Ebony Jr., that's where the steal was made down low by North Central. And also another thing for Coach Gray, I know he does not like when his team falls asleep on shooters. We did see that on the inbound play as earlier in the ball game as well, where Alejandro Diaz got a wide open look. He was unable to knock it down. But that just shows some of the attentiveness of his team. At least it's a sign of the attentiveness or the lack of attention to detail sometimes for Coach TJ Gray and the Scarlet Hawks. Terrence Moncrief up top as action resumes for North Central. 13-12 Illinois Tech. Back up top to Tyler DeSilvio. Drew Gaston averages 11 a game for North Central this season, and that's a sweet-looking jumper as he eludes Carter and hits the 2. North Central with the lead as Carter pull-up 3 on the way. He left it short. The hesitation showed that he wasn't really ready to shoot. I can hear assistant coach Ebenezer Nunu saying he should have let it go in the first one. Moncrief gets to the rim and kisses it off the glass with the left hand. Moncrief up to 6. Swierczyk has had all 7 of the 8 for North Central. Since then, it's been the Moncrief show, as now Carter goes inside and he's fouled. Drew Gaston with a quick bucket, and Terrence Moncrief with 6. Those are the 2 leading scorers for North Central to this point of the season. Meanwhile, Garrison Carter will go to the free throw line for the first time this afternoon. Illinois Tech down by 3 right now, with just over 12 minutes to go in the first half. Carter missing on the first as he rattles that one in and out. Carter, I mentioned, had 15 points in that ball game on Wednesday just before Thanksgiving, Illinois Tech's first win of the season. Carter second on the team in scoring, averages 16.6 to be exact, totaling 83 points. Prior to this trip at the line, he was a 75% free throw shooter, 21 of 28, 21 of 29, and now 21 of 30 as he misses both. Rebounded by James Bullock, the first-year player out of Linwood, Illinois. Attended Marian Catholic. I've had the privilege of watching Bullock a few times at the a local tournament here called the Hinsdale Central Holiday Classic. He certainly put on a show in past seasons. Now doing it at the collegiate level for North Central. Here's Moncrief to the basket. Inside against Walsh. Unable to convert, rebounded by Walsh. Townsend a little too overzealous, tried to push it up the floor with no numbers. It has the ball taken away. Gaston's pass deflected and stolen by Illinois Tech as Watatani comes up with the loose ball. Allen Watatani, Miles Townsend, Jace Gooley, Owen Walsh, and Garrison Carter, the 5 for Illinois Tech. Carter yet to come out of the ballgame. Here's Walsh. Over to Gooley. Gooley did not play on Wednesday. His first touch here misses. Carter gets the board and a foul. Great hustle from Carter as he finds the inside position. Gets the rebound. And that'll draw the first foul of the afternoon on Terrence Moncrief. And Carter just missed a pair of free throws not too long ago. He'll go to the line to try to atone with a pair here. Attempts number 31 and 32 on the season for Carter. That's his 22nd make on 31 attempts. Miles Townsend comes out for Ebony Jr. and Nicholas Ortiz. I just mentioned Carter has not come out of the ballgame yet. That will change following this free throw as Dario Biaggi is awaiting the shooter. But Carter misses the free throw. Carter 1 for 4 at the line so far. Gaston picked up by his numerical counterpart, Watatani. And back up top to Moncrief. North Central College by 2 with just under 11 minutes remaining here in the first half. Moncrief over to Gaston. Here's Bullock. Back to the basket, working on Junior. Turnaround jump hook in traffic, good for James Bullock. Again, the former Marion Catholic Spartan going to work on the low block. Gets his first 2 of the afternoon. A pair of Marion Catholic players on that roster actually with Bullock and Trey Davis. Trey Davis, number 11, in a reserve role. Watatani over to Ortiz. Gooley finds Carter in a moving screen as the ball finds Carter. That will go against Allen Watatani. Very unusual to see a 5'10" guard pick up a moving screen offensive foul. But the graduate student out of Frisco, Texas, Watatani, does just that here. His first of the afternoon. North Central by 4 and in possession. Terrence Moncrief with 6 to this point of the ballgame. Gaston looking for Bullock. Bullock, baseline jumper. He can hit that as well. He can also extend the jumper out to about 18 feet. Misses that one, however. Rebounded by Ortiz. Hand off to Gooley. Illinois Tech just searching offensively. They get Iguati back out there with 2 fouls. Gooley on the drive. Almost had it stripped. 11 on the shot clock. Vortez, patient offense. Step back jumper over Diaz. Got it to go. DeAndre Vortez for 2. Second basket for Vortez. He had a reverse layup earlier. Now he hits the jumper. 4 points. Here's Diaz. He gives it up to DeSilvio. DeSilvio over to Moncrief. Great movement by Moncrief. Almost traveled. The foot didn't go from underneath him. Bullock, top of the key 3. Couldn't hit it there. Rebounded by Illinois Tech's 22, Ortiz. Ortiz looking at the sideline for the play here, looking right at Coach T.J. Gray standing in front of me at the table. Diaz putting the pressure on Ortiz. Illinois Tech is trying to play through Iguati here. Go to 2-man game with Biaggi and Iguati. Biaggi shoots the step back 3, no good. Rebounded by Gaston. Up to Moncrief. Good hands by Biaggi. Biaggi with a steal. He goes to the basket. And oh, what a rejection by Drew Gaston. Drew Gaston showing off the bunnies. He's listed at 5'10", and the Springs definitely elevated his head up to about the rim as he denies Dario Biaggi an easy lay-in. Should have been an easy 2 for Biaggi. But instead, Gaston had other plans, and Illinois Tech will have to inbound. Vortez, corner 3, off the rim. Biaggi knocked it away from Gaston, but the ball goes to the hands of Trey Davis, the aforementioned Trey Davis, sophomore out of South Holland, Illinois, and Marion Catholic. He and Bullock, high school teammates. Ball up top to Diaz. Diaz to the basket around Iguodati and got the roll. Remember, Iguodati out there with 2 fouls. Maybe didn't want to contest that one and pick up the third, but instead he picks up his second. But instead he gives up the 2 for Diaz, his first basket, as opposed to picking up the third foul. Remember, Iguodati picked up 2 quick ones early in the ball game. And it makes you wonder how much longer you'll keep Iguodati out there, considering the foul trouble with under 8 minutes to go here in the half. Vortez in traffic. He's got 6. Great work by DeAndre Vortez. He just seems so comfortable working in traffic, working on that pivot foot. However, sometimes for DeAndre, if he gets his back to the basket, he can get himself in trouble. That was not the case on the last exchange. Gaston lost it, just lost the dribble. A simple left-right crossover, and the left hand wasn't there. Coach Gray calling out the play now with Ortiz in possession. Diaz has been applying pressure on Ortiz every time Ortiz picks up about 25 feet from the rim. Iguodati for Biaggi, backdoor, off the hand, out of bounds to North Central. Owen Walsh into the ball game for Illinois Tech. They're going to get Iguodati out of the ball game, so that goes to what I was just saying maybe about 2 possessions ago. Iguodati out there with 2 fouls. North Central clearly just going to drive right at the big man, try to put that third foul on Iguodati, but instead Coach Gray will send him to the bench for Owen Walsh. Trey Davis over to Helwig. Around the perimeter is Malloy. Malloy with a clean, really just a clean slice across the lane. Back out to Davis. Davis in traffic, right hand off the heel of the rim. Rebounded in traffic, left hand layup is good for Sviteris. Justin Sviteris in for the first time. The first-year player out of Darien, Illinois, gets into the scorebook to give North Central a 4-point edge. Ortiz directing traffic for the Scarlet Hawks here as they find Biaggi for 3. Dario Biaggi from downtown. Biaggi now with 5. And now North Central going to try to catch Illinois Tech sleeping defensively. Davis goes inside. He and Walsh collide at the rim, and a foul. It will be a blocking foul on Walsh, and that'll be 2 on Owen Walsh. That is the 6th team foul against Illinois Tech here. And now that will send Trey Davis to the line. Davis, a 5'10 sophomore, listed as being out of South Holland, Illinois. As I mentioned, same with James Bullock out of Marion Catholic. Had the privilege of seeing Trey Davis play at the preps level at a local tournament named the Hinsdale Central Holiday Classic, which should be coming up shortly at the end of December as Carter gets the rebound. Nicholas Ortiz pushing into the front court. Over to Biaggi, another 3. Another flare screen for Biaggi, which means you're just trying to get him into an open spot on the floor for the shot. But Biaggi unable to convert on this attempt. Sviteris, cross-court pass to Davis. Davis stopped on the dime. Illinois Tech wanted to travel, but I thought that was a solid stop on the pivot. Sviteris, a battle of the 44s as Junior Sviteris battle on the right block. Malloy into traffic, a collision, and an offensive foul as Junior and Ortiz met Malloy at the rim. Ortiz is down on the court, tried to catch his breath there. And it is an offensive foul against North Central College. Foul on Malloy is his first of the afternoon. .5:27 to go here in the first half. North Central with a 2-point lead over Illinois Tech coming up at halftime. Scores from around both the NEC and the CCIW, as well as preview our second half and recap our first half stats and highlights. All of that coming up at halftime here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Illinois Tech turnover with 5:16 to go here in the first half. Scarlet Hawks extend their defense with a 2-2-1 full court press. Hellwick over to Davis. Vortez, some fun matchups for Vortez defensively with Davis and Moncrief. Hellwick down low to Sviteris, left it long as he tried to turn and shoot a jumper over both Carter and Junior. Vortez. Bit of a careless toss out to Carter, and that's a smart play. Smart play by Carter just to eat the over and back violation there. Illinois Tech thought that got tipped, but that was clearly just a bad pass by Vortez, who sort of got in the air and didn't know where he wanted to go with the ball. And that will give North Central the ball in the front court, also with 20 on the shot clock. Remember, no need to bring it into the front court, so no need for the fresh 30. Zviteris hands it off to Diaz. Good two-man game from both teams there. Illinois Tech had that two-man game well ran by Zviteris and Diaz. I thought that was a beautiful roll by Zviteris. However, Junior and Biaggi did a great job of hounding the ball, and they forced the turnover. 4:30 remaining in the half. Illinois Tech down by 2. They'll take a timeout. We'll take one with them. 23-21, North Central with the lead. We'll be back after this break on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Courtside at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. This is NCAA Division III men's basketball on YouTube Live and on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Chris Rouse sitting here courtside as the North Central Cardinals lead the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 23-21. 4:30 remaining in the first half to this point of the ball game. Illinois Tech's leading scorer, number 30, Garrison Carter, he has 8. Meanwhile, Tyler Swierczek, North Central's leading scorer, wearing number 20, he has 7 to this point of the ball game. Carter in the game now is actually coming to the ball there from Ortiz. They instead go inside to Ebony Jr., who's guarded by Swierczek. Here's Vortez. Loses the ball in traffic. It was poked away by Malloy and run down by the same man. Great hands and great activity from Sean Malloy. Trey Davis. Over to Malloy. Oh, Malloy had range. He had space, but he decides to give it back up and reset the offense. Here's Swierczek. Swings it around to Hellwick and back over to Davis. Hellwick on that high post. Shot clock at 6. Hellwick lost it. He finds Malloy. Malloy beats the horn. He gets it off. In and out. Ortiz and Junior run into one another. But no harm, no foul as Illinois Tech comes up with the defensive board. Ortiz. Nicholas Ortiz to this point in the ball game for Illinois Tech. Just 2 points. He has 3 assists. That was his second rebound in 15 minutes played. Biaggi over to Junior. Here's Junior. Back to Ortiz. Wing 3 from Illinois Tech is good from Ortiz. 5 in the ball game. Must have heard me reading the stats. Felt like 2 points didn't sound like it was enough. Ortiz now with 5, and he gives Illinois Tech a 1-point edge. Hellwick over to Malloy. Malloy has not let it fly since taking a foul on the perimeter earlier in the ball game. He's had a few looks, has Malloy, from beyond the arc. He'll shoot another one here, and that's his second miss. So he's only had 2 official attempts in the book today. And now Illinois Tech with a rebound. And remember, he was fouled on his first attempt. He missed another one in that same corner earlier, that one from the wing. Here's Vortez. Over to Ortiz. Opposite wing three. That one looked bad out of the hand. Ortiz trying to sail the tip there, but that was clearly just off, and that will go to North Central. Jace Gooley back in for Illinois Tech as he'll replace Ebony Jr. And Moncrief in for North Central, replacing Davis. Moncrief to this point of the ballgame has 4 rebounds to go with 6 points. Only Tyler Swerchik has more points for North Central than Moncrief. Swerchik has 7. Moncrief has 6. They try to feed Swerchik. He's poked away by Biaggi. Here's Ortiz into the front court. Carter driving baseline. Great use of the baseline and the rim by Carter. He used the rim to shield Moncrief from blocking the shot. Garrison is the first player in double figures this afternoon as Carter has 10. Moncrief working on Vortez. He got him in the air. Great move by by Moncrief to elude Vortez. He got Vortez in the air and then kissed it off the glass for 2. Moncrief with 8. Illinois Tech by 1 with a minute 37 to go here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Coming up at the Illinois Tech at halftime, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks halftime report. We'll go over the first half highlights, first half stats, and recap the first half highlights. Also preview second half action. Also scores from around both the CCIW and the NAC. The men's basketball scores from the conferences represented by both of these respective schools. All of that coming up right here on the Scarlet Hawks broadcast. Coming up at the halftime report here on the Scarlet Hawks broadcast network. For Illinois Tech, the next time the Scarlet Hawks will be in action here at the Keating Sports Center, that will be Wednesday. Conference play continues for Illinois Tech. They've already had one conference matchup. That was a loss against Concordia back on November the 19th, where their first home conference matchup will be right here on Wednesday, December the 4th at 7 p.m. as the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks take on the Marion Sabres. We'll have that for you right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, December the 4th. Illinois Tech men's basketball taking on the Marion Sabres. And if you're looking for women's basketball action, well, next Saturday we have a doubleheader. The Illinois Tech women's basketball team will be taking on the Concordia University of Wisconsin Falcons, and that will be followed by men's basketball action against the MSOE Raiders. Coming up next Saturday right here, December the 7th, on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Plenty of hoops action coming up inside this Keating Sports Center throughout the month of December. And this one here to wrapping up the month of November. But pretty much going to whet your appetite for Scarlet Hawks basketball. It's been a pretty fun week already, going back to the doubleheader Wednesday. Gooley inside. Gooley almost lost it as he laid it up and in. The freshman from Cypress, Texas, gets on the board. Good to see Jace back out there for Illinois Tech. He didn't even dress in the game on Wednesday against DePaul. Moncrief. Ball finds Diaz on the wing. Diaz, cross court to Gaston. Gaston inside, around Gooley, and the foul. What a finish by Drew Gaston, as Gooley really fouled him because he got beat. As he sort of just Gaston beat Gooley to the rim, and when he fell, he sort of just fell into the back of Gaston's legs. Also, good job by Gaston as well, using the rim to shield Biaggi from blocking his shot, much the same as we saw earlier from Carter when he was guarded by Moncrief. Jace Gooley will come out of the ball game here for Owen Walsh. Coach Terrence Gray having a word with Gooley. I don't think he liked that Gooley got beat off the dribble there in a situation where maybe Gooley was playing a little too high against Gaston. But now Drew Gaston will go to the free throw line. And he makes the free throw. Well, Gaston up to 5. Remember, he's second on the team in points averaged for North Central this season, averaging 11. He didn't even start today. He was the only one of the 5 North Central Cardinals that averaged double figures that didn't start. Alejandro Diaz got to start in his place. Carter fouled down low. And that foul will go against DeSilvio the first, against 12 in red. For Drew Gaston, by the way, he does not start for this North Central team. He has played in all 5 games, or now all 6. He is one of 8 players that has played in all games this season for North Central College. But Gaston only averaging 17 minutes off the bench, averaging 11 a game. Solid contribution as a reserve. Meanwhile, North Central picking up the fouls here with just under a minute to go in this first half. Diaz now picks up a reach. 20 on the shot clock for Illinois Tech. 13-second differential game in shot here as we're tied at 28 to wrap up this first half. Nicholas Ortiz directing traffic for Carter. The shot clock is at 10. Owen Walsh looking confused on the floor here as the clock continues to tick. Biaggi's just going to let a corner 3 fly. In and out. Rebounded by Helwig. And North Central likely can hold for the last shot of the half. Here's Helwig. Gives it up to Moncrief. Clock at 7. Moncrief feeds it in to DeSilvio. Back to Moncrief. Clock at 2. Moncrief over Vortes to beat the horn. No good. And at the half, we are tied at 28. The North Central College Cardinals, they've made the trip in from Naperville to take on the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. But after 20 minutes, nothing has been decided. We're tied at 28. Moncrief leads North Central with 8 going into the locker room. Garrison Carter leads all scorers for Illinois Tech with 10. First half stats, second half preview, and scores from around the CCIW and NAC in both conferences, men's basketball for the day. We'll have that all coming up on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Coming up at halftime after this break inside the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. Halftime inside the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, Illinois. This is Illinois Tech men's basketball on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Right now at halftime, deadlocked even between the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks and the North Central College Cardinals. Here are some of our key first half stats to this point of the matchup. First, for the visiting North Central College Cardinals, they come in with a record of 4-1 on the season, representing the CCIW, the college conferences of Illinois and Wisconsin. And right now, from the floor, they're shooting 45% at a clip of 11 of 24, 1 of 6 from three-point land, shooting 16%, and shooting 62% from the free throw line at 5 of 8 from the stripe. Their leading scorer to this point of the game has been Terrence Moncrief. He has 8 points to go with 4 rebounds. Also, Tyler Swierczek, he has 7. And third on the team is Drew Gaston. Drew Gaston off the bench. The second leading scorer on the team at 11 a game does not start for North Central College, but he has 5 in this ball game, as North Central sits at 28 on the scoreboard, tied with the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. And Illinois Tech shooting 44% from the field at 12 of 27, 23% from beyond the arc, 3 of 13 from three-point land, and also 25% at the free throw line. All 4 of those free throws taken by Garrison Carter, as he's 1 for 4 for Illinois Tech to this point of the ball game. While Carter may be struggling at the line, he is still putting the ball in the basket. He's the leading scorer amongst all scorers to this point of the game. Of course, leading Illinois Tech with 10 points. They have 6 from DeAndre Vortez, the team's leading scorer, averaging 19 a game entering today's contest, and then 5 apiece from both Nicholas Ortiz and Dario Biaggi. In the second half, it'll be interesting to see how this game will be decided. It appears that Illinois Tech offensively, they're just out of sync. They haven't been able to really get the ball to the interior the way that Coach T.J. Gray would like them to feed, maybe the high post, maybe the low post to this point of the ball game. Throughout the game, I've been able to hear Coach T.J. Gray yelling his frustration at maybe some of the movement and maybe some of the passes that his team has performed on the floor. So let's see how Illinois Tech adjusts to the words that Coach T.J. Gray gave them at halftime. Meanwhile, for North Central College, it's not really a bad game for North Central. They do have the 7 turnovers. Both teams have 7 turnovers. But those points off turnovers, I mean, they're not really favoring either team. We've seen really just 5 points off turnovers for Illinois Tech to only 4 for North Central College to this point of the ball game. So neither team really able to take advantage of the 7 turnovers that they forced. It's been a dead even game really up until halftime. And so I guess it's going to be one of those games where it's a matter of who wants it more here, as we have 2 teams that are just at the break deadlocked, and they're getting the performances out of the expected performers. Carter with 10, Vortez with 6 for Illinois Tech. Then you get 8 from Moncrief, 7 from Swierczek, 5 from Drew Gaston. So we'll see who can get that bounce ball that can swing the momentum in their favor in the second half. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll review some of the scores from around both conferences representing both these 2 schools. So CCIW and NAC conference scores coming up in just a brief moment as we return to halftime here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back here at halftime inside the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. Chris Rouse sitting courtside as we get ready for second half action between the North Central Cardinals and the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Tied at 28 here between these CCIW and NAC conference foes. Illinois Tech, of course, representing the NAC. North Central College representing the CCIW, the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin, going up against the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference here. And we'll go over some of the men's basketball scores from around those two conferences here in just a moment. Going on in the CCIW, this is not a game going on today, but just worth noting, Illinois Wesleyan 6-0 in the CCIW following an 80-74 win against the University of Chicago on Wednesday. I know Nick Roper had 18 points in that ball game. I've seen a nice video of a reverse slam that I saw from Roper in that ball game. So Illinois Wesleyan with a 6-point win. I thought that was worth noting, not only because obviously they're in conference and have the 6-0 record, but a nice reverse slam from Roper in that game against UChicago that I was able to see on social media since the game took place on Wednesday. Going on in the NAC, there's actually a lot of games going on in the NAC, but none of them are really taking place now. This is really the only game going on in conference play, with the exception of what's going on between Wisconsin-Eau Claire and St. Norbert College. St. Norbert has a 1-point advantage over Wisconsin-Eau Claire right now, 46-45, as that game pushes along in the second half. We know that there will be a conference crossover later between these two respective conferences, as Elmhurst will be in action later. They as well will take the floor against Concordia University of Chicago. That game is scheduled for 4 p.m. Elsewhere in the CCIW, Augustana will take on Hamlin. That game is scheduled for a 3 p.m. tip-off. Wheaton will take on Manchester. That game as well is scheduled for a 3 p.m. tip-off. And then a 4 p.m. on the 4 p.m. window, the aforementioned Elmhurst versus Concordia Chicago matchup. Milliken, the Big Blue, they're in action taking on Franklin. And then not too far from here, just a little bit north, the North Park Vikings, they'll be in action against Alma at 4 p.m. And then the final game of CCIW action that'll be taking place today, the Carthage Firebirds, they'll be taking on Wisconsin Whitewater as they wrap up what will be a full Saturday of CCIW men's basketball action. Elsewhere in the NAC, we know Dominican is scheduled to take the floor later. They're going to take on Wartburg later today. That's scheduled actually for about 3 p.m. And then also, we know that the Edgewood Eagles are slated to take the floor later as they're going to take on Coe College. So a number of games going on in the NAC and the CCIW today. So a busy day for conference basketball at the NCAA Division III level. Action will resume here in just a few moments between the Scarlet Hawks and the Cardinals. And the next time the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks will be in action here at the Keating Sports Center will be Wednesday. They'll take on the Marion Sabres. That'll be Wednesday, December the 4th, as they begin their home conference schedule against the Marion Sabres right here at 7 p.m. on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. That will be the first December tilt for the Scarlet Hawks as we wrap up November 2024 with our final 20 minutes getting ready to occur on the other side of the horn as the halftime clock continues to tick. And remember, next week, literally a week from today, next weekend, next Saturday, it will be the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks in women's basketball action as they take on the Concordia University of Wisconsin Falcons. That's scheduled for a 1 p.m. tip-off right here inside the Keating Sports Center. And then the men will take the floor themselves as they take on the MSOE Raiders. That'll all be right here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live coming up this week from the Keating Center. Second half action beginning now with North Central in possession. Quick pass inside for Alejandro Diaz. Nice feed from Helwick as he finds Diaz for the quick two. Diaz only had 2 in the first half. Now up to 4 as he makes the first bucket of the second half. 20 seconds into the half, Illinois Tech in possession here. Ball knocked away. Biaggi to inbound. Coach T.J. Gray telling Ortiz come to the ball as Sean Malloy extends the defense for North Central. Biaggi thought about the jumper, instead goes outside to Ortiz. Didn't get to see much of Iguati due to foul trouble in that first half. Only 5 minutes for Iguati. North Central forces the turnover, the 8th Scarlet Hawks turnover to this point of the game. Diaz swings it around the perimeter to Ethan Helwig. Helwig guarded by Vortez. Vortez has been busy on the perimeter today for Illinois Tech. Here's Swierczek. He's been relatively quiet after scoring the first 7 of the first 8 for North Central. There's Swierczek back in the book. He's got 9. Remember, there was a point where North Central had 8. Swierczek had 7 of them. his first 2 points in quite some time. And that was steal for Swierczyk. Iguodati just tried to take the ball away from him. They fall to the floor. Held ball will favor Illinois Tech. Great effort by Iguodati. He really just caught Swierczyk trying to find a teammate to dump the ball off to. And Iguodati realized Swierczyk wasn't paying attention, charged him and stole it. Leads to the held ball tie-up. Here's Ortiz. Ortiz over to Iguodati. Iguodati guarded by Swierczyk. Swierczyk listed as 6'4", 195 pounds, sophomore out of Palatine, Illinois. Carter spinning inside, left it long off the glass as he shot it over Hellwick. Moncrief into the front court for North Central. Moncrief, right-left crossover, shoots it over Vortes and Iguodati, and Moncrief matches his jersey number in point total. He has 10. North Central by 6, largest lead of the afternoon for either team. Is Vortes. Back to Iguodati. Hands it off to Carter. Biaggi, 3 on the way. Off the rim, rebounded by Iguodati. Ortiz with the extra pass. Vortes wanted it. The ball finally gets to him, but after the defense collapsed. Collapsed on the ball, that is. Here's Carter with the jumper. Rebounded by Moncrief. He saves it into Hellwick. And now North Central pushing into the front court. Moncrief to the basket. Goes at Iguodati. Moncrief falls to the floor and a foul. Iguodati didn't like the call. One of the officials saying that you definitely caught him with the body. And as a result, the big man for Illinois Tech now sits at 3 personal fouls on the afternoon. Terrence Moncrief will go to the line here. Moncrief with 10 in the ball game. Perfect 2 for 2 so far in the game at the line. And he'll add to that total, 3 for 3. 11 points for Moncrief. He entered the game a 66% free throw shooter. 14 of 21 entering the game. And looking to go a perfect 4 for 4 as he misses that one. Biaggi gets the board as Moncrief leaves a point on the line. DeAndre Vortes gets it on the corner there. He's got a chance to drive on Moncrief. Instead, they go back up top. Carter, guarded by Elwick. The kick to Vortes. Missed 3 for Illinois Tech. Rebounded by North Central. Diaz on the rebound. Hellwick. He went the entire duration of that dribble. He had his head down. I was going to be surprised if he put that one up. Moncrief. Back out to Hellwick. Hellwick with the mismatch on Vortes. Instead, North Central swings it around. Swierczyk's been looking for a 3. Couldn't knock it down. Iguodati with the rebound. Swierczyk sort of bailed Illinois Tech out. He's the best shooter for North Central. Couldn't make that 3. And Coach TJ Gray just trying to settle his team down. Also could possibly trying to take the air out of the ball here with this fast back and forth pace. Calls a timeout for Illinois Tech. 35-28. North Central has the lead. 16:30 remaining in the ball game. We're glad that you're joining us here on this Saturday afternoon inside the Keating Center in Chicago. We had a pretty fun doubleheader for you on Wednesday. And for all Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks basketball games, whether it be men's or women's basketball, if you missed the game live, you can catch them on YouTube Live. All games streamed on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network are also archived on YouTube Live. And you can go back and find Wednesday's doubleheader where we had Illinois Tech women's basketball against Hartford and Illinois Tech's men's win against DePaul. Remember, you can find that on YouTube at youtube.com/Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Second half action resumes with Garrison Carter receiving the pass from Nicholas Ortiz. Scarlet Hawks down 7. Ortiz down to the block. Tries to bank one off the glass. Left is short. Iguodati gets the rebound. That's one of the few times we've been able to see Iguodati use his 6'10 size, but he left the shot long. Moncrief. Over to Swierczyk. Seeing a lot more of Tyler Swierczyk here in the second half. Right on cue. Back up top to Moncrief. Moncrief, pull-up jumper over Vortez. Oh, that was a clean jumper from Moncrief. Moncrief with 13. That's what he averages on the season for North Central. That's the game high. North Central with their largest lead of the game. Ortiz with a spin, and he lays it up and in. Nicholas Ortiz with a spinning finger roll. Deuce is up to 7 on the scoreboard. Swierczek for 3. Knock it down for Swierczek. He's been looking for that 3, and now Swierczek makes it. He's got 12. Only the second made 3 for Tyler Swierczek. It's the first double-digit advantage either team has had this afternoon on the scoreboard. Ortiz. They get Biaggi in the corner. Biaggi took Ortiz's spot, and a rebound by Helwig. Here comes Diaz pushing for North Central. Diaz to Malloy. Diaz actually was in a good shooter spot, but he didn't like the angle. He feeds Swierczek inside, and the patience pays off. Tyler Swierczek has 14, and the North Central lead is up to 12. This one's starting to slip away from Illinois Tech. Still plenty of time to rally back. 14 and a half minutes to go. Ortiz to Iguati. Ortiz spins inside, lays it up with the right hand. Ortiz is fouled. He missed the lay-in, but an opportunity to score with the clock stopped for Illinois Tech. 14:24 remaining in the game. First time Ortiz will go to the line this afternoon. That foul is the second against Malloy. And now Ortiz will try to cut 2 off the deficit for Illinois Tech. Ortiz has been the primary ball handler for Illinois Tech this season. You've seen him he's been the primary ball handler for the majority of the day, and he makes the first free throw. 87% free throw shooter entering the game is Ortiz. Following that free throw, Ortiz is now 8 of 9 at the line of the season. This will be his 10th attempted free throw. A make, he'll go to 90. A miss, he'll sit at 80. He'll sit at 80% as he misses the free throw. Rebounded by DeSilvio. Moncrief to the basket. He beats Vortez. Nice take by Moncrief. As Terrence Moncrief up to 15. He and Swierczek trading the game lead for these amongst scorers. Moncrief with 15, Swierczek with 14. Now Swierczek takes a gamble on the pass to Junior. And Ebony Junior travels as he tries to swing on the pivot. This game's starting to get away from Illinois Tech as now another pair of subs for the Scarlet Hawks. Townsend comes back on, as is Owen Walsh. North Central's going to bring Drew Gaston into the game. And that's actually a bit of an interesting switch for North Central, considering the minutes Swierczek has had. And Coach Vince Kamick is going to sit his best shooter, but it appears he's on a heater right now. Moncrief over to Gaston. Walsh tries to take a stab at it. DeSilvio lost it. Townsend got a hand on the ball after DeSilvio scooped up the loose ball, and is stolen away by Illinois Tech after all. Townsend looking to Gooley. They go to Carter. Carter now directing the traffic. Look at Garrison Carter really just trying to clear everyone out here, as it's going to be he and Vortez running the ball on the right side. Townsend inside, left hand shot, good for Miles Townsend. Townsend kind of just threw it up with the left hand, but he got it to go. Townsend on the board for the first time this afternoon. Moncrief, nice cut by Moncrief, and the foul. That was a beautiful give and go for North Central. Moncrief gave that ball up to DeSilvio, and that was a simple dive cut to the rim. And the foul for Moncrief, as he'll go to the line and drawing the foul on Townsend. Terrence Moncrief had 17 points in the game. Moncrief had 18. He had 18 in the win on Tuesday for North Central. And he will match that total here. In an 8-point overtime win on Tuesday, Terrence Moncrief had 18 points. here with 12:55 remaining in the game of regulation. He has 18 points against Illinois Tech, while North Central holds on to a 14-point lead. Ortiz over to Townsend. Coach Kamick telling everyone on North Central, watch for the spin move with Ortiz. Townsend into traffic, had his shot blocked. DeSilvio got a hand on it. Townsend comes up with it and gets the same result. Blocked by DeSilvio. This time it's off the glass and recovered by North Central. Diaz back out to Moncrief. You can see North Central starting to go later into the shot clock with these possessions. Here's Moncrief for three. One of the luxuries of having a 14-point lead, there's no need to rush. It felt as if maybe both of these teams were playing at a breakneck speed earlier, trying to one-up each other. But now North Central with a 14-point edge, and with just under 12 minutes to go, you can see them more patient in their half-court sets. Carter to Gooley. Gooley free throw line jumper. The bank is open for Jace Gooley, and Jace deposits a pair for Illinois Tech, a pair of points. Gooley with 4. Moncrief over to Helwick. Moncrief, hard drive to the block. He was looking for Gaston. Moncrief went in there a little bit out of control. Walsh with no numbers, lays it up with the left hand. I think he may have heard the footsteps from Gaston, and he missed the lay-in. Great effort by Walsh to try to run down the missed layup, but he was out of bounds, and it will go to North Central. This is a North Central team. They only play about 8.5. They only play about an 8.5 man rotation. I'm sure some of you are wondering how can you play 8.5. What that means, you see about 8 of these guys regularly, and then maybe sometimes they'll go to a 9th guy, and even then, that 9th guy won't play that many minutes. And for North Central, we've really seen about the same 8 players this afternoon, with maybe about two or three interchangeable reserves. So they've really only gone about maybe 7 or 8 deep this afternoon. Here's DeSilvio, unable to convert with the right jump hook. Ortiz into the front court for Illinois Tech as he directs traffic for Carter and Gooley. Biaggi over to Gooley. Gooley got the step. Gooley with the right hand layup. Good move by Gooley. He had the step on Moncrief, and now Gooley with a pair of back-to-back buckets. He has 6, this Jace Gooley. Ortiz pressuring Moncrief, and North Central will burn a timeout. 10:38 to go in the game. North Central leads Illinois Tech by 10. It's 47-37. This is the 60th all-time meeting between these two programs. In the previous 59, North Central has taken 44 of the previous 59, so they lead the series 44-15, including last season's meeting, which was an 83-57 win at the hands of the North Central Cardinals. Remember, these stats all courtesy of the North Central Cardinals history book. They lead the series all time 44-15 against Illinois Tech, and of course, in their win last year on December the 30th, 2023, they won 83-57. Garrison Carter had 14 points in that ball game. Caden Gigstad had 12. Meanwhile, Ethan Helwig had 19. Tyler Swerchek and Ken Thomas added 17 for North Central. Drew Gaston had 10 in that ball game a year ago. Here is Gaston, guarded by Townsend. Up top to DeSilvio. Townsend got a hand on it, but he lost it right into the hands of Malloy for 2. Sean Malloy with 3 points. Malloy made a free throw earlier when he made one of 3 free throws. And that's his first field goal coming here late in the second half. Biaggi over to Townsend. Up to Gooley. Gooley's had the hot hand lately, and it stays that way for Jace Gooley. Gooley has 9, and he's cut the Illinois Tech deficit to that same number. 9-point lead for North Central with 9:49 and counting to go. Davis on the drive into Townsend and Ortiz. He missed it. Rebounded by Gooley. Gooley through traffic. Reverse layup. No good. Illinois Tech maybe a little too excited there offensively just to try to score while cutting into the deficit. Gaston, and a foul. I don't really know about that foul. Illinois Tech sideline not too happy with it either, because that was one where Gaston had to gather. He had the gather hand high, and when he and Biaggi sort of met, Gaston just sort of switched hands into the gather hand with his off hand, and that sort of led to the contact on the ball and the foul. Nonetheless, Gaston will go to the line. Gaston with just 5 points in the game so far. Had a pretty jump shot earlier, but for the most part, Gaston has been quiet. He makes the free throw here to extend the lead back to double digits for North Central. Remember, Gaston had 10 points a year ago when these two teams met on December the 30th, 2023. Now here on November the 30th, 2024, Gaston sits at 7 points with 9.5 minutes remaining. His two free throws extend the lead to 11. Ortiz. He's telling Cooley to get out of there was Ortiz. Now here's Townsend. Townsend with a hard curl. Dribble was forced to pick up by Gaston. Townsend on the drive, just drives right at Gaston. Missed the layup, rebounded by Davis. Trey Davis back in, the primary ball handler for this unit for North Central. Former Marion Catholic Spartan is Davis. Gaston, pull-up jumper, knock it down. Sweet-looking jumper from Gaston. He has 9, only his second jumper. We saw him hit one really on his first touch of the game. And now he hits one here to extend the lead to 13. Ortiz burns a timeout as Illinois Tech down 13 with 8:38 to go in the game. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back with more here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Let's see if Illinois Tech can pull the rally out of them out of this timeout on the other side of the break. Back here at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago, the North Central Cardinals with a 13-point advantage over the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Chris Rouse sitting courtside, sitting right next to the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks bench, where Coach T.J. Gray is searching for answers. His team down 13 with 8:38 remaining here in the game at the hands of the North Central Cardinals. North Central with a strong run sparked by both Terrence Moncrief and Tyler Swearchick. But now Drew Gaston has come alive as well. He has 9 points. He averages 11 off the bench for North Central. But with 9 in the ballgame and his two most recent free throws, they've helped North Central extend their lead back to double digits. Dario Biaggi into traffic and a foul as Biaggi hits the floor. Biaggi, a 6'4 junior out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Biaggi now will go to the free throw line. And Illinois Tech, this will be helpful in their effort to try to rally back here, trying to score points with the clock stopped. You know, Biaggi is a solid shooter for Illinois Tech. And as I say that, he misses the first. These are Biaggi's first free throws attempted this season. From beyond the arc, he has 4 made threes. He entered the game with 4 made threes. And he splits his first 2 free throws of the season. As Illinois Tech really, the clock beginning to become an enemy to the Scarlet Hawks. Ethan Helwig mentioned the game he had last year versus Illinois Tech. 19 versus the Scarlet Hawks for North Central College. Those 19 points came on a 50% shooting day for Helwig. Here's Gaston, who works his way inside. Gaston had 11. He's got 11 in the game. He had 10 versus Illinois Tech last season. And Gaston actually wore number 11 a year ago for North Central College. He matches his former jersey number in point total today. Here's Carter. Over to Vortez, who's guarded by the new number 11 for North Central in Trey Davis. Vortez on the right mid post. Finds Carter. Not enough space on the floor for North Central, for Illinois Tech. Carter's going to have to force a three. He missed it. It's rebounded by Ortiz and a whistle. The held ball will favor North Central. Tyler DeSilvio able to draw the tie-up with Ortiz. Ortiz is showing some clear frustration here. And also going into that last timeout, Ortiz had a moment where or actually coming out of the timeout, he was apologizing to the official. I think he had sort of dropped the ball in frustration right at the official's feet. And they had a word with one another. So you can see Ortiz really just trying to play through the frustration here with Illinois Tech down 14. Gaston, the shot goes in. That will not count as the foul is called on the floor. And that'll be the first against Ortiz, the sophomore out of Alameda, California. Called for the foul on the floor. And now Illinois Tech going with Iguati to replace Vortez here with 7:08 to go in the game. And now Davis couldn't get the ball in here. And now Ortiz picks up another foul. And Illinois Tech, 7:08 to go. Remember, they're down 14 here. That clock becoming an enemy for the Scarlet Hawks. Here's DeSilvio. Out to Davis. Illinois Tech putting themselves in a position now where you want to have to try. You're down 14. You have to try to cut this down to 7, maybe with about four, maybe 3.5 minutes remaining. Here's Davis. Shot clock at 2. DeSilvio beats the horn, but he misses off the heel of the rim. Iguati had the board. It was knocked away by Trey Davis. Great hustle from Davis. Davis is listed at 5'10". Iguati is listed at 6'10". He's giving up a whole foot to Iguati, but he still battled him on the boards there. Carter to inbound for Illinois Tech as North Central extends the defense. Carter's going to be the ball handler on this trip for the Scarlet Hawks as they get it into Ortiz. Nicholas Ortiz has been frustrated this afternoon by the North Central defense. A number of on and off press looks from the Cardinals today. Biaggi to Ortiz. Gooley is going to let it fly. Jace Gooley knocks it down. Gooley's up to 12. Illinois Tech, remember, they're going to have to make every possession count on both ends of the floor. You need a bucket and a stop. Gaston over to Hellwig. Hellwig had 19 a season ago when these two teams met. Scoreless today. Loose ball in traffic as Malloy literally just lost the ball into the paint. And now a foul on Iguati. Also, Malloy ran right into Biaggi. And that foul on Iguati will be his 4th. So the big man for Illinois Tech, mentioned how Hellwig is scoreless. After scoring 19 versus Illinois Tech a year ago, Iguati is also scoreless. But Iguati will go to the bench with his 4th foul. A lob into Gaston in North Central. They get a lob. Gaston got a running start, and the runway was clear. And Gaston flies in for an easy lay-in on the alley-oop. Not quite a slam, but he laid it in for an easy 2. 13 for Gaston. It all counts the same, is what I'm sure Drew Gaston will say. Here's Ortiz. Ortiz down to the right block. Vortez, the cleanest look Vortez has had all day, and DeAndre knocks it down. 9 for Vortez. Illinois Tech back within 10. Diaz driving. Diaz sort of threw himself at the floor. That was a tough break for Vortez because Vortez was in a position where he had his hands down. And sort of where, in the one moment where he tried to put his hand on the ball, Diaz sort of threw himself down, and that led to the whistle. Coach T.J. Gray getting the explanation from the officials right in front of me here as Diaz makes the first. That was the second foul on Vortes. Diaz made the first. He's now up to 5 points in the ball game. Is Alejandro Diaz. Make it 6. 12-point advantage for North Central College. Illinois Tech down 12 with 5:15 and counting. Gooley, a quick fire 3. Jace Gooley is feeling it today. Gooley has 15, and Illinois Tech back within 9. The time is helping Illinois Tech. Ortiz with a strip. He knocked it away from Gaston, but he couldn't keep it in bounds. I was just saying, Illinois Tech, they want to try to get it down to 7 with about 4 minutes, maybe 3.5. They've got it down to 9 with 5:02. What a game from Jace Gooley in a reserve role, 15 off the bench. Chance of defense here inside the Keating Center. Diaz feeds to Moncrief. Gooley couldn't block it. Moncrief lays it up and in. Moncrief is the first to 20. North Central back up by 11. Vortes over to Carter. And that's going to be a travel. Vortes sliding the leg there before he puts the ball down. And that's going to give it back to North Central. And just when I was just mentioning Illinois Tech, they were about where they needed to be. They were down 9 with just over 5 minutes. Moncrief got an easy layup and then a turnover. Puts Illinois Tech in a situation where these next 2 possessions could be the ball game. Here's Moncrief with 4:33 and counting. Over to Helwig. Helwig finds Diaz for an easy backdoor layup. Coach TJ Gray saw it on the other end of the floor. Unfortunately, the Scarlet Hawks players didn't see it until after Diaz got his 7th and 8th points of the game. Biaggi for 3. In and out. Rebounded by Helwig. Ethan Helwig with another rebound. Remember, 19 points a year ago versus Illinois Tech. Scoreless, but Helwig has certainly been all over the floor today. He's got 5 rebounds and 2 assists in 30 minutes played. Moncrief into the paint. Over to Gaston. Gaston finding Swierczyk. Swierczyk with an easy 2. Tyler Swierczyk up to 16. The North Central lead up to 15. This North Central team well-rounded. They have 5 scorers. They have 5 players that average at least 10. They play an 8-man rotation, 8.5-man rotation on most nights. And these regulars for the Cardinals have come through today. Carter with a 2. Garrison is up to 12. And Coach Terrence Gray will take a timeout. 3:26 remaining in the game. They'll take a timeout. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back with more. We'll wrap up the conclusion of this ball game here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network after this break. Back here courtside at the Keating Sports Center in Chicago. Chris Rouse on the call. Right now, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks in danger of losing for the 5th time this season. Scarlet Hawks come in with a record of 1-4. They're taking on the 4-1 North Central Cardinals. But right now, North Central with a 65-52 lead with 3:26 remaining in the ballgame. Terrence Moncrief with 20 points to lead the way for the North Central College Cardinals. Also, 16 out of Tyler Swierczyk. As North Central well on their way to what would be their 5th win of the season. And this is a North Central team that in their last 2 games went to overtime. They lost at the hands of Wisconsin Platteville by 7, 76-69. And then in their outing on Tuesday against Benedictine, they turned it around. They got the win, 86-78. Here's Terrence Moncrief into the front court for North Central. Moncrief feeds it to Helwig. Moncrief over to Diaz. Down low to Swierczyk. Swierczyk in traffic, right hand layup, didn't get it to go. Ball loose in traffic. Moncrief should lay it up. Now, that shot clock violation is incorrect. The ball clearly hit the rim when Swierczyk missed. And now Moncrief got an offensive rebound there for North Central. So the officials are going to reset the shot clock. So the officials are going to put 18, so a fresh 18 on the shot clock. So they're going to say maybe there's about 2 seconds that ran off after Moncrief got the offensive board. The Illinois Tech sideline is saying look for the lob here with Moncrief. We saw that earlier with Gaston. Gaston is currently in the corner in front of the North Central bench. Instead, they'll lob it in to Helwig. Helwig finding Gaston. Over to Moncrief. Shot clock at 7. Down low to Swierczyk. Guarded by Gooley. He kicks it out to Diaz. 3 on the way. Alejandro Diaz extends the North Central lead to 16 with just over 2.5 to go. North Central extending their defense as well here. They're going to try to put this one in the box and lock it shut with what would be their 5th win of the season and a foul. Swierczyk called for a jersey pull. So that'll be the 2nd foul of the day against Swierczyk. Swierczyk was listed with 16 points in the game. Now here's Walsh to inbound. Ortiz thought he got a jersey pull there from Diaz. And now he gives it up to Biaggi. Jace Gooley. Strong game from Gooley. Another 3. And Gooley, he's got the hot hand today. Coach Gray didn't really like that shot, but Gooley knocked it down. Jace Gooley up to 18. Gooley helping defensively here. Gooley is Illinois Tech's leading scorer this afternoon. Currently guarding North Central's leading scorer in Moncrief. Gaston, guarded by Walsh. North Central content to just let the clock run here. Gaston working on Biaggi, lays it up the right hand. No good. Rebounded by Carter as we got bodies falling under that south basket. Carter to the basket and a foul with exactly 90 seconds remaining in the game. Carter is fouled by Ethan Helwig. That's the first foul against Helwig, the grad student from Aurora, Illinois. We'll send Garrison Carter to the line. Carter has 12 points in the game for Illinois Tech. He's 1 of 4 at the free throw line. Illinois Tech as a team is 3 of 8. So Carter has attempted half of the free throws today for Illinois Tech. And Garrison hits the first. Carter's played 37 minutes to this point of the ball game. He's now at 13 points to go with 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And Carter misses the second. Rebounded by North Central. Ethan Helwig, guarded by Gooley. He hands it up off to Gaston. And once again, North Central, look at that space. It's about 6 feet of space here defensively from Carter and Gaston, as Gaston's just going to dribble the clock out. Coach Gray calls for the defensive pressure, and Carter it leads to the steal. Good hands by Carter. Gooley to the basket. It leads to the run out, and Gooley is fouled. Coach TJ Gray was saying we got to apply some pressure. Right when he said it, Carter applied the pressure. They got the steal, and then Gooley went to the basket to draw the foul. Foul called on Diaz, second against Alejandro Diaz, and Gooley will go to the strike. Jace Gooley with 18 points. Only Terrence Moncrief has more in the game with 20. And Gooley makes the first. Gooley this season, an 83% free throw shooter entering the ball game. And he makes his first, he makes the 2 that he gets here. Gooley with 20. And Illinois Tech continues to extend the defense. Ortiz fouls Moncrief in the backcourt. That'll be the third on Ortiz. 1-and-1 bonus will send Moncrief to the line. Terrence Moncrief again with 20 points in the ballgame. Moncrief to this point of the game is 4 for 5 at the free throw line. 1-and-1 bonus. The first is up, and he makes the free throw. 21 for Moncrief. Illinois Tech hoping Moncrief misses, so he can get the 1-and-1 rebound. Instead, Moncrief makes them both. Timeout, North Central. North Central leads at 70-58 with exactly a minute 2 remaining in the ball game. And for North Central, if they win this one, they'll go to 5-1. Illinois Tech will fall to 1-5. But the next time the Scarlet Hawks will be in action, will be right here at the Keating Center. The next 2 times they'll be in action will be right here at the Keating Sports Center. Wednesday, 7 p.m. December the 4th, that'll be the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks taking on the Marion Sabres. Again, that'll be Wednesday, December the 4th, right here at the Keating Center at 7 p.m. as the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks take on the Marion Sabres. And then, coming up next Saturday, doubleheader action. Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks basketball. It'll be women's basketball at 1. The Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks women's basketball team taking on Concordia University of Wisconsin. Then, at 3:15, it'll be men's basketball as the Scarlet Hawks men's basketball team takes on the Milwaukee School of Engineering, the MSOE Raiders. All of that right here at the Keating Sports Center and can be seen on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network and on YouTube Live. Coach T.J. Gray in his 5th season here as the head man for the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. He and Ebenezer Nunu have been here since the days of Coach Todd Kelly. They both were assistants to Coach Todd Kelly's staff. And they're really the two-headed leadership of this Illinois Tech team with Gray and Nunu. Of course, they have Alak Ayar on the staff as well. But Coach Gray and Coach Nunu, they're sort of the face of the Scarlet Hawk coaching staff. And right now, hoping Illinois Tech can make a late rally. Gooley unable to help the cause as he misses a 3. Rebounded by Gaston. Gaston, that was a smart play by Gaston. He just tried to throw it off of either of the 2 Scarlet Hawk players. He was successful in doing so, as that would allow North Central to maintain possession. So North Central will burn a 30-second timeout. Remember, Gaston was just trapped in the corner. He saved North Central from having to use the timeout in play by throwing it off of either Ortiz or Biaggi. But it will be North Central possession here on the other side of this timeout. It's only a 30-second timeout as North Central gets ready to put win number 5 into the history books. This is the 60th all-time meeting between these 2 programs. If North Central is able to hold on for these final 51 seconds, it'll be their 45th all-time win against Illinois Tech. Remember, that's according to the North Central College men's basketball record books. And now Helwick will trigger it in. And a foul. Gooley and Biaggi trap Diaz in the corner. Is that the foul against Illinois Tech? Second foul on Gooley. Gooley visibly upset that he picked up that foul. What a performance from Gooley today, 20 points. But unfortunately for Illinois Tech, it looks like they will fall short against these North Central Cardinals. Alejandro Diaz at the line. Diaz got the start today. And now Diaz has 12. Of the 5 starters, I mentioned that earlier, Diaz, of the 5 starters, he's the only one that does not average 10 a game in points per game. He averages 8.4, but a strong 12-point performance today from Alejandro Diaz despite that missed free throw. Biaggi for 3. Missed 3 from Biaggi, rebounded by Diaz, and he's fouled again in the backcourt. Diaz was a perfect 10 for 10 at the free throw line this season up until he missed that last free throw. And now Diaz will go to the line here. I guess to atone for that miss here, try to add another 2 to the stat line. And the first is good for Alejandro Diaz. 13 for Diaz as he extends the North Central lead out to 14. And Diaz now makes it 15. Final 35 seconds here at the Keating Center. Ortiz, nice deep drive to the basket. Couldn't get the layup to go in. Walsh comes up with the loose ball. Walsh jump hook, no good. Diaz, another rebound, loses it out to Gaston, and that likely will do it here this afternoon at the Keating Sports Center. Dario Biaggi will foul with 18 seconds to go, and that'll send Gaston to the line. Coach TJ Gray was trying to call the Scarlet Hawks off there. Biaggi maybe heard that one a little too late, as now Gaston will go to the line for what likely will be North Central's last shots at the rim this afternoon. Gaston with 13 points. And he misses the free throw here for North Central to this point of the game. North Central with 4 in double figures. They got Moncrief at 22, Swierczyk at 16, Diaz at 14, and Gaston with 13 will look to add to his total and does just that. He now has 14 as well. 4 in double figures for North Central today. Illinois Tech with 2 in double figures. Gooley with 20, Carter with 13. Ortiz from Biaggi. It'll be Carter who takes the shot here for Illinois Tech. Reverse layup is in for Garrison Carter. Carter will finish with 15 for the second consecutive game, but Illinois Tech unfortunately will not get the same result as they got on Wednesday when Carter had 15. North Central will get the result they got on Tuesday as they get a win, a 74-60 victory this time over the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks for the North Central Cardinals. North Central does not need overtime this time for the final result as they walk away with their 5th win of the season. They go to 5-1. Terrence Moncrief led the way. He had 22 points for North Central. Swierczyk added 18. Diaz with 14 and Gaston with 14 as well, leading the way for North Central. Jace Gooley with 20, Garrison Carter with 15 for Illinois Tech, but the Scarlet Hawks fall to 1-5. And once again, our final from inside the Keating Sports Center, the North Central Cardinals 74, the Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks 60.